So Trump might be banning DJI, but is that good news or bad news for drone pilots? Let's talk about it. Trump just made a move that could ban DJI drones from the United States, and people are freaking out. The headlines are going absolutely wild. But is your drone actually about to become illegal? Or is this all just political theater? Here is what is really happening and what that means for your DJI fleet. First of all, Trump is not banning DJI drones this week. That's the part that most people missed. He's actually just drafting an executive order that tells the federal government to do their job. Specifically, evaluate these Chinese-made drones and determine if they actually pose a legitimate national security threat. This goes back to Section 1709 of the National Defense Authorization Act. The law states that U.S. agencies must evaluate foreign-made drones for national security risks. But guess what? It passed years ago and no one's been getting to it. That's right. Literally, no one did the evaluations. So Trump is basically saying, if you don't assess these drones soon, we are shutting the doors. And that is why DJI cannot release their new drones in the United States. Not because they were banned, but instead because the feds are simply dragging their feet. No audit means no green light, which means no product launches in the United States by DJI. But if the government finally runs the tests and determines that there's no security risk, then everything stays the same. Life goes on for us drone pilots, no ban, no drama. And by the way, DJI is not scared of this audit. They've actually welcomed the audit publicly. They've even said you can fly our drones in local data mode. That's like an air-gapped computer, zero internet. You can use third-party US software. Unlike our competitors, we don't force you into our ecosystem. In other words, they're saying, go ahead, check out the tech, and we've got nothing to hide. Now, if this whole situation sounds familiar, it should. TikTok is basically going through the same exact thing. US leaders claimed that the platform was a national security risk. TikTok responded with, okay, cool, audit us and we'll prove it. And guess what? The US government still hasn't made a final call because it's actually not about the security. It's about the money. This whole situation is all about market share. The US doesn't want billions of dollars that Americans spend going to these Chinese tech giants. They want American companies like Skyfish drones, Instagram, Facebook to rise up, take the crown from these Chinese tech giants, and profit off of this new booming drone economy. And that also is already happening. US drone makers like Skyfish are rapidly catching up, and they are just waiting for DJI to trip. So, should you panic? The short answer is no. Your DJI drone is still legal. Repairs, parts, and flights, all still good. But here's what the smart drone business owners are doing right now. Keeping all of their gear up to date. Keeping a close eye on US-made drone options just in case a switch is necessary. And most importantly, focusing on business, not the tools and the brands that they're using to make it all happen. Look, DJI might survive this just fine. Or worst case, they get pushed out of the market. But either way, your success in the drone industry shouldn't be reliant on some logo. What you need is a business model that works regardless of who's in office. And that is exactly what I teach inside my drone workshop. Gear, clients, pricing, strategy, marketing, everything. Link for that is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And let me know in the comments below if you think this is bad news for the drone industry. And is the US actually protecting us, or is it just looking out for its profits? Remember guys, fly smart, fly safe, and don't just follow the market. Own it. I'll see you guys in the next one.